What up, Dogfish Nation? Now, as previously agreed, I would be doing through a few things listed on my Deviant channel, my Deviant News page. Let me just pull up the Word document. Okay. Projects, plans, issues. Okay. First of all, video format. You know the rules. Rules come first. So, I'm going to show you what I've had previously but never actually shown. So, first of all, I don't actually know if I've shown this mother trucker, but I'm gonna. I have a die sheet. Yeah, I have a die sheet. And a little bit by there. Not the most intelligent place to actually put a button right on the crotch. They could have put it on the back. But there's one thing I've got to commend these guys for. It has the proportions of an actual human. See, there's no back-breaking curve, there's just a slight slope. It's a tiny little slope, but nothing serious, like, oh, I don't know, Samurai and Onwards, which had that horrible back-breaking slope that you would physically die from if that was in real life. So, yeah. When it came to Jungle Fury and RPM, actually, no, just Jungle Fury, that's when they actually came out with figures that looked human. They didn't have the over-muscle proportions. And then RPM happened. No offense, I just didn't enjoy RPM. Go Onja was a lot nicer. A lot nicer. I will admit I love the mecha, which is why Paleo Max is my favourite one. So, yeah. But seriously, the chest mouth is opened by the crotch. Why did they even need to include that? What they should have done is just remolded the side skirts, because it's not able to move its legs out completely. The only way it can do that, that's the only way it can move its legs out completely. So, yeah. Still a neat figure. Got it for a few quid. Actually, a few pennies. Next, I really do not know if I've shown this off. Minority Report on DVD. I have the video of it. And it is the 2-disc version. So, yeah. It's a nice little one. 2-disc set. 2 quid. So, yeah. Well, here's the thing, my video player's kind of busted. Yes, I still watch VHS. If you think that is stupid, then maybe you should start looking into the news, and you will find that CDs and DVDs degrade. Yes, they decay over time. Which is why the government have not actually transferred all the data to disk. Which is why it's still in hard copies. This is what I've been saying for the past 5.5 years. DVDs are worthless to me. There's just a few select things I can't get on video anymore. Like my anime. And reissues of films and video games. Yeah, I've heard that enough. The next thing was bought quite some time ago. Two DVD box pack of Wolverine. The Wolverine and X-Men Origins Wolverine. is that we already have a copy of The Wolverine, which is, well, technically it takes place after Days of Futures Past. X-Men Origins Wolverine takes place way before anything else. Since there's quite a few continuity errors, I will admit there's many continuity errors. I'll just point out a few of them. Okay, X-Men Last Stand, we see Charles Xavier and Eric Lencher, in other words, Professor X and Magneto, still working together as elderly men. Remember that. In First Class, which is the prequel to the whole thing, there's a problem. Because Magneto goes rogue when he's 20. In that film, continuity error. He didn't go rogue in Last Stand because he was still an old man. So, continuity error. Now, then we get to Days of Future Past where everything goes screwy. Basically, continuity just flatlines. It's crazy. That's where the Wolverine comes in, because you see when he's at the Hiroshima incident, the atom bombs, I'm not trying to be offensive about that, it's just that they did a scene about that. He had the metal claws. Taking into account that that incident would have happened nearly 50 or so years prior to him actually being in that group with Deadpool. Well, a character that should be Deadpool but is not Deadpool. Yeah, you'd have to watch X-Men Origins to actually understand. The guy with the swords, the one that doesn't shut up, that's Wayne. Yeah, that's Deadpool. Well, supposed to be Deadpool, but no. They took his mouth away, and that doesn't make him Deadpool. That just makes him a weapon. Yeah, Deadpool is supposed to be an anti-hero and an absolute dick. So, yeah. Next thing that I've obtained recently, a copy of LEGO Universe. Yes, I know it's a subscription game. Yeah, I know, it's a subscription type game. I just wanted it because it's, well, I just wanted to say that I own a copy of LEGO Universe. Here's the funny part, the servers are still online. Yeah, I've been watching a few current videos and the servers are actually still online, so yeah, beat that LEGO. Now, the next thing is Pokemon related. As you would expect, it's a Pokemon Annual for 2013. This one, on the other hand, is not one I enjoy. So, yeah. To be honest, 2013 was kind of a hit and miss series for me, for Pokemon. Not everyone liked 5th gen. Literally not everyone liked 5th gen. Sure, they love Reshiram. They love Reshiram. Kyurem, adorable. Zekrom, amazing. Everything else is on the fence with a lot of people. I, for one, enjoyed it. To a degree. Then we got to a few select Pokemon like Luna. I know it was predicted in Gen 1, a pink Pokemon with flowers on it. It was predicted back then, but I'm sorry, but no. And then we get to the ice cream. Okay, this one I genuinely cannot oversee. Ice cream. Yeah. Vanillite, Vanillish, Vanillux. Whose idea was it to make sentient ice cream? Not mine. So, yeah. We've got a nice little bit of artwork of Pikachu, which is actually quite nice. I just find it weird that they decide to break up his ear. They don't decide to break up his ear, but the rest of his body. So essentially, he's headless. Bad joke. So yeah, that's my pre-haul. Well, as far as I actually know, that's my pre-haul. Now, onto the haul itself. First up, we're going to go with books. I got a Doctor Who book, an old one. The Keeper of Kraken, or Kraken, as some would pronounce it. So yeah, I got an old Doctor Who book. This is an old one. I can tell you that right now because of the artwork. That is old. And the logo. Target. That logo right there, Target. It's not around as far as I know. Now, on to the remaining 3 books. Which, yeah, I do like this series. Book number 4, 6, and 7. Now, some of you are probably wondering, why do I have a second number 4? Let me explain. They're actually showing you. It's a completely different format. So, yeah. These ones have the number at the bottom. These ones have the number at the top. So, yeah. They're essentially the same book, but it's a different print of it. So, yeah, they're the same book, just different print. So, and besides the 3 of these, and you know me guys, if it's something I'm collecting, I just grab them. Especially if they're variants. I love variants. So, yeah, I now have Volume 4 and Volume 12, along with Volume 4 again, Volume 6 and Volume 7. So, just put those in order. I am trying to obtain all of the Witch books, which will be tricky, and plus, the awesome thing is, these 3 are newer prints, so yeah, these are a lot nicer to the touch. They're newer. Yeah, I like it. I really like it. Next up is actually something I've been delaying getting hold of for a good year now. A while back, Power Stretcher had these a while back, but they only had 2 of them. Literally just 2 boxes. Then they took it off shelves for about half a year. A year later, they bring them back. I'm still hesitant on getting them because I didn't have spare money. Now I did. Here's what I got. Knights of the Zodiac, or, as it should be said, Saint Seiya. The blue packet is called Power of the Constellations starter set. Comes with 18 Knight cards, 17 Technique cards, 5 Power of the Zodiac cards, 5 field cards, 1 playmat and rulebook. The next packet, the brown one, is called Perilous Conquest starter set. It comes with 18 Knight cards, 17 Technique cards, 5 Power of the Zodiac cards, 5 field cards, 1 playmat and rulebook. Essentially they come with the exact same stuff. But yeah. Here's the thing, you know me, if it's an anime tie-in game, I'm gonna try and get a hold of it. Except for Vanguard. I am not playing Vanguard. I'm drawing a line at Vanguard. But if on the other hand, I do want. Okay, so that is my haul at the moment. I can't really show you stuff that I've obtained on my computer, because technically it doesn't really count as a haul. But I have obtained a few recent 3D models, which I'll be attempting to work with. So yeah, look forward to that. Not. Next thing will be artwork. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, first off, this. The Linkblade Black Cloud. Yeah, it's called the Black Cloud or Cloud of Death. It's a new weapon concept I've come up with for the axe. Due to him having Dream Claw and Nightmare Claw, I thought of giving Nightmare Claw a little bit more of an extra boost. Basically, the idea is this. Whenever DX's opponent has his back facing them, he can simply just plunge Nightmare Claw into their spine and rip out a astral projection of their spine. Basically a ghostly image of their spine. Just the spine, ribcage and skull. He just literally rips it out. No pain, just a little bit of shock. The hilt is formed from the spinal column. The guard and bulk of the blade is formed from the rib cage, and the neck and skull form the tip and curve. Essentially, a link blade is physically linked to the one it is ripped from. The Black Cloud, or Cloud of Death, this blade in particular is linked to fear. Essentially, it will only cut the one it is ripped from. It cannot cut anything tangible. It is only able to cut intangible objects, like the wind, water, fire, matter, ghosts. Essentially, think of the green Rave sword. The green Rave stone from Rave Master, where it could cut through space. But he could not cut his arm. That's the concept behind this. This, on the other hand, the hilt is the size of a pop bottle. I mean, those big liter bottles you get, that's how big the hilt is. So it's designed for Dream Claw and Nightmare Claw to wield together. Nightmare Claw at the top, because that's its power source. Dream Claw at the bottom of the hilt. The hilt is big. Let's just say that. It is big. Now, that is the Black Cloud. I have not designed the White Cloud yet. And just because they're called Link Blade does not mean they are designed for Link. I do not play Legend of Zelda. No. I don't enjoy that series, to be honest. I only like Twilight Princess because, well, for one, it was Link. That's pretty much all I need to say. Well, it's a transformation element that actually works. No masks. Now, this is the second drawing I've done of this motherfucker. Yeah. Say hello to Jonathan. Once again. As normal. Just goes that. His chronicle on his right arm. His belt. His shirt. His long hair. His boots. And his sword. Sword. Yes. He's a Time Walker, so what would you expect? Sword comes from the medieval period. The hat comes from the cowboy period, which only lasted for 20 years. Yes, the era of the cowboy only lasted for 20 years, so all those cowboy and western films are completely false. The shirt, that's roughly from the 60s. The boots are from the army period, well, World War, and the jeans, they're from the 70s and 80s. So, yeah, and his haircut, that's just him. Basically, due to the problem of him travelling through time so much, his mind is warped like hell. I've already explained this once, but I may as well explain it again. Think of this. Someone who sounds like a pirate, so, speaks like a pirate, but uses the terminology of a well-mannered Englishman. But yeah, scientist talking like a cowboy. It's pretty much Jonathan in a nutshell. He does have a well-mannered English voice, which is actually not his real voice. It's just his disguised voice. His real voice is a well-mannered American. Yes, for those in the UK, that would sound very strange for an American to be well-mannered. Here's the thing, half of them are more well-mannered than us, so please, keep your traps shut. Now, due to him travel through time, his brain is all messed up. He talks in riddles. He'll mention something about you that you just should not. The next time you see him, you won't even know who you are. So, think of it like this. He comes up to you in the middle of the street, says he knows everything about you, then he accidentally says something that he shouldn't have about the future. Then he just runs off. The next time you see him around the corner, he'll apologise for bumping into you and he'll just walk off, but he won't know anything about you. That's because that was the past version of him. Essentially, his timeline is absolutely screwy. Think of the Doctor and River Song, where their pasts are each other's futures. Precisely. So, that's the idea by there. Even though technically that chain is broken due to the song being kaput. Even though technically she's still alive due to the cyber mainframe on Transalore. Weird. So yeah, that's Jonathan in a nutshell. And the next picture is something that my friend John, not Jonathan, another John, taught me how to draw. 2-point perspectives. This is the inside of DX's brain. Yeah, that's DX's brain. The idea is this. The computer chip that is in his head physically represents a location. So, if you actually look at the computer chip, it will actually look like that. It actually represents a location, which, whenever DX goes into mind meld, or mental sight, he physically teleports an apparitional self to said location, which is where all the emotion are stored. Yeah, you thought all the emotion was stored up here, but no! They are just simply apparitions generated through the computer system. They're electrical impulses of the souls inside his soul stone. Essentially, that's just a work in progress at the moment. I'm still working on it, but it's an interesting idea. I just thought since he's Warforged, it would be rather cool. So yeah, that's the artwork I've been working on so far. I don't really have much else, except for just a bit of diagrams. This is what I'm working on for the fursuit legs, for the stilts. Basically, I want it so the toes actually flex in and out whenever you lift your foot. So I want them to loosen up when you lift up and tension when you go down. So yeah, that's what I want to do with that. So yeah, that's the diagram. That's the basic concept right there. It's kind of hard to work with because I don't even know how it's going to actually work out. Next thing here is just simply doodles. I'm currently designing a dual disc, and yeah, I need to figure out how to actually do the ratchet system. Speaking about dual disc and trading cards, I actually have one top loader now. I actually have a top loader. A bunch more and I will be able to build a dual disc. Well, the playmat part. So yeah, that'll be fun. But yeah, this is actually an ambitious project because I've actually tried building one in the past. Haven't we all tried building a dual disc in the past? Okay, hands up, but yeah, in the comment section, say whether or not you have actually tried to build a dual disc before from Yu-Gi-Oh! Go on, put in the comments, simply put yes or no, saying whether or not you've actually attempted to build one. And not a functioning one, just one that'll actually hold the cards. So yeah. I need to figure out how to actually do the life point mechanism, so yeah, that's going to be tricky. I know of a way to do it, but it's kind of expensive. It entails getting 2 broken dual discs, doesn't matter what series they're from, and taking the life point counters from that. Yeah, that's expensive. Do you know why? Dual discs are fucking expensive these days. They're collector's products now, so yeah, they're expensive. Broken ones are even harder to find. So yeah, that is that. There's nothing else to it. Next part on the list. Projects. Okay. Oh boy. Projects. I'm putting my Murcielago belt on hold. My Death Note book review is on hold. Well, I don't have them anymore, so I can't review them. Custom projects are on hold at the moment. Oh yeah, speaking of that, on Tuesday, earlier this week, me and my mum actually ordered 2 Gunpla from Amazon. You can probably guess which 2 it was. The Rinascita and the Age 1 normal. Yes, now I finally have the model kits I need for my 2 Gao Gaigar customs. So I've got 3 Gao Gaigar customs to actually work on. Yeah. Other projects will be toy reviews. I can't do anything until that camera has a battery door. Give me a moment. My Fujifilm. No battery door. Until this thing has a battery door, I can't use it. So yeah, this is what I want to use for my toy reviews, because it has wonderful video. It's better than this thing. And here's the function it can do that this thing should do. It zooms while recording. The one function I need a camera to do, and this thing does not do it. Seriously, Traveller, The one function that it's supposed to do is zoom while caught. With this thing, I have to zoom before recording. With this thing, you simply move this little toggle switch right here. And it just zooms. Tilt it that way for tightening, that way for zooming out. So zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. This will be perfectly helpful when I'm reviewing that motherfucker. Oh yeah, just so you know, I'm not opening these until that is reviewed. So that motherfucker right there, G12, until that's reviewed, trading cards are not being opened. So yeah, there's that. My bow blade is on hold permanently at the moment because I'm working on a few other things to go alongside it. I'm trying to work out its mechanism. Gameplay videos are definitely on hold. For one, I don't have my Xbox in here, and two, I don't have a capture card at the moment. It's expensive. 60 quid at the moment, and I don't have a bank account. Even great one, not. Yeah, if you heard any music in the background, that was my dad's phone going off. The thing rarely goes off. Yeah, very rarely. Speaking of which, if you actually want to see what my phone looks like, just say in the comments and I'll show it off at some point. I will say that you won't be impressed by it, because, well, for one, it's not a smartphone. I hate those things. So yeah, you won't be surprised by it, but I like it. It's a useful phone. It actually works. Now, other things. My Novera and Novrox Primes are on hold because, well, I need to get specialist ball joints made. The K'NEX ball joints, I need to use those for my customs. So, yeah. Plus, I need to get a 3D printer for said ball joints. I can't just resin cast them because it takes so long. And for those two, I need to make 2 sets, so that's a lot of resin and silicone. Yeah, it'd be practically impossible to actually make them. Now, this guy, giving him articulation in the knees. I'm putting that on hold because I need to get a hold of another Mixels, so I can take the ball joints from that and put them into this. Or I could simply just cheat and get the 3D printed Shapeways parts off of Shapeways. So maybe. But this one, all I really need to do is cut the legs, right at the knees, and redo the gas cylinder a little bit. So yeah, that's all that really needs to be done to it. I will be doing a I will be doing a Hot Wheels showcase video at some point, showing off all my Hot Wheels, but those come under DX Toys, so again, G12 has to be reviewed first. Sorry guys, but I run by my projects, that's the rules. Bulkhead's foot. Strange. I've even got Bumblebee's foot. Yeah, I'll also be showing off Bakugan as well, because I've got loads of Bakugan. I've got Mectanuous Destroyer and I've got a Mectagon. I've got Zintham, who is hiding somewhere. So, yeah. We'll be working on that. that's pretty much it for projects, really. Also, my Beyblade project that was done a while back, that's going to be scrapped because I just can't do it because I don't have material for it. So yeah, Mechanical Hand, that is still going on. I'm still working on that one. Now for issues. Okay, one of the big issues. This one is actually a real biggie. Auto assembly this year, it's the last one. So yeah, this is the last auto assembly ever. This means I have this 1 year to do my joke. Just this 1 year to finish my joke. I need the OS driver. Big time. So I need my bank account. Unfortunately, I don't have a bank account, so I can't cash the check, so I can't ask Mum to buy the belt. It takes a month for the belt to actually arrive, so I am screwed. First year, I wore the Decker driver. Second year, I wore the double driver. Third year is this year. And I want to wear the OS driver. If you know the joke, then good. Because then I can finally frickin' do a bloody rider kick. Plus, I'll be taking this with me if I can get the damn thing fixed. I still need to get high capacity SD cards. I'm going to be taking a bag with me, or actually quite a few bags, because I'm taking 200 quid with me. There's 200 smackers in here. On the dot, there's literally 200 on the dot smackers in there. I will need to top it up a little bit when I can actually cash that damn check. I need my bank account within these next 2 months. So if I can't get it within these next 2 months, then that check is going to expire, because 1 month before August, that's it. There's no way of getting it again. So my grandparents will have to write me a new check, and that takes a long time. Well, for them, that does take a long time, because they never get 2 things. Now, issues again. My company. This will tie into the mini company problem. I cannot start it until I have a 3D printer. And my dad wants me to start it in summer. So yeah, I'm going to have to talk to him about that later at some point. Yeah, that's the problem. I genuinely am not able to start the project until I have that. So yeah, that's the real problem. What else? Oh yeah. A short while ago, literally only 2 days ago, this idiot decided to comment on my video where I wore my Geki red mask. He said this: "Get a life. The intro was like 3 hours too long. Waiting for the cards was annoying, and they weren't even good cards." Essentially, the video where I showed my Lewis Pokemon cards off, all my Marwiles. Seriously, if you know me, I love my Marwiles. I've got 9 of these now. So yeah, if you know me by now, I love Marwile. They are beautiful, they are adorable. They're just beautiful. But it's just something I want to make very clear. This YouTube channel is mine. In other words, this is actually for my personal entertainment. My Deviant and FA accounts, those are for you guys to give me suggestions on what I can draw and do. But the YouTube channel, this is where I do things. This is where I personally choose what I do. So, for you guys, just so you know, if you tell me to do something on here, particularly, like, go to such and such, do such and such, play such and such, talk about such and such. If it is not something I want to talk about, then I'm just going to dismiss it. Simple fact. One of the rules I've always gone by. The person who makes the videos is the one who makes the decision. Just like how a lot of people tell Gassy Mexican, PewDiePie, Kwebbelkop, Jelly, Cody, Slogoman, Garrett, Ohm, Sark, Minx. People always tell them to play select games and tell them to stop playing select games. Here's the way it works. It's their channel, so you abide by their rules. So, here's my topic. If I want to make a stupid intro and make myself look like a fool, then you are supposed to simply shut up and let me make a fool of myself. If I want to be stupid, I will be stupid. Besides, if you tell someone to go and get a life, that's basically saying that you do not have a life. So there is ample opportunity for me to simply say, why don't you do it? My problem is I cannot convey a message through text. I prefer to verbally communicate it. Now, for any of you who believe that I'm an absolute idiot that doesn't know what he's talking about, maybe you should actually do your research. I've had to deal with trolls all my life, and I still do deal with you assholes. So, please, just go ahead. Try and get on my nerves. It doesn't work. I keep a rather calm demeanour when it comes to you boneheads. I really do. In fact, I'm challenging you boneheads to try and get on my nerves. I'm challenging you right now. I really am, because it ain't gonna work. I know all tricks of the trade. Defacing artwork, hacking, criticizing, insulting someone's beliefs, insulting someone's family members, friends, sexuality, gender, hair, interests, face. Seriously, I do that to myself. I insult my face. That's one of the big ones, and I troll myself essentially. This is my ugly mug, and none of you can do anything about it. You're gonna have to witness this face. So yeah, essentially, nothing you trolls can do can actually hurt me, because, well, for one, you're all pathetic humans. You're just pathetic in your own way. You don't mean anything. You have no purpose. You physically have no life, even though you save others to go and get a life. You're easy to work with, seriously. How many trolls is it that you can simply just piss off by simply just replying with one word over and 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 over again? Simply, one trick I've learned is and Y. This is not just any Y. This is the letter Y. Y is a crooked letter. You cannot straighten it unless you use the capital of it. One thing I found always funny is just simply type Y. Just that one letter. No question mark, just the letter Y. It simply just stops it all. It just stops it. Putting and is just hilarious because they just keep going on and on and on. You just keep commenting back and forth, and all you do is just simply put in "and." You don't like anything else. It's just hilarious, it really is. Now, the mini company thing. I cannot start until I have a 3D printer. I need to find a cheap 3D printer for under 300 quid. And I need it quick, because summer is only a few months away. So I'm screwed. So yeah, there's that. Let's go to the other thing. Okay, we go to other. We're on the last one of the bullet points. Other. I am going to be making 2 new Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh decks. Well, 2 decks, meaning 1 for Yu-Gi-Oh, 1 for Pokemon. I am going to be making 2 new Disruptor decks. Since I have my Disruptor deck Yu-Gi-Oh style, and I have my Pokemon deck, which has 3 names. Broken Disruptor, Double Disruptor, Burning Disruptor. Depending on how the deck plays, depends on its name. That's the idea of it. Now, I'm going to be making the Kai Disruptors. I'm making the Kai Disruptor Pokemon and Kai Disruptor Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I still actually need to rebuild my Disruptor deck Yu-Gi-Oh style. So yeah. There's also an experiment I actually want to do. At the moment, DX's personal storyline is going through Buddy Fight. And he has 3 buddies. 3. He has 1 from Dragon World, 1 from Magic World, and 1 from Ancient World. Or Legend World, as you would put it. It's either Ancient World or Legend World, either way. Yeah, rules of Buddy Fight, you can only have 1 buddy at a time. So, yeah. This is just DX's bad luck. He pulled 3 buddy rares in 1 packet. Yeah, that's how bad it is. 3 buddy rares. Yeah. So, what I've come up with is Dimension World. Essentially, Dimension World works like this. You know how in the one episode of Buddy Fight where Drum just simply is teleported to Dungeon World and Legend World? Basically, he's able to take on form of any world. He's even got Hero World apparently, which is surprising. So, essentially, Dimension World does that, but instead of changing the appearance of the creature, it just allows you to use cards from different worlds, or clans as you would put it with Vanguard. When it comes to his buddies, he only gets 1 buddy gift. Yeah, only 1 buddy gift, just as normal. He's able to pull quite a bit of bullshit because he's able to equip Shalion G. Yes, he's able to equip Shalion G as armor. It's counted as a creature, and it's counted as armor. So yeah, he can equip Gaoryuga. But thing is, he can't do that unless he uses up 2 gauge to use Final Fusion, and then activating cards from his deck or his hand to summon out the 3 dragon units. So yeah. So there's that. So essentially, he can do that bullshit. Due to Crush's ability, who is a Drum Bunker Dragon, she has 2 drills. So she uses the Dual Drim Ram Bunker. Yeah, the Dual Drill Ram Bunker. She is capable of doing a 2-point penetrate if she does not defeat the opponent. If she is sent back by a counter or shield, or even destroyed, she deals a 2-point penetration. She does have a soul return, so she can be brought back, but you have to pay 1 gauge and remove a card from the soul. Axel, the Drago Magician, she's based on Axia. Come on, little Axia. Who doesn't love Axia? He's adorable. Even though he's gay. He's adorable. He really is. I do have to wonder what happens to Axia, because we know he's gone to find his own buddy, but we don't know what happens to him. Do we see him again at some point? I don't know, but he is adorable. He really is. And this video is 15 minutes long. Oh man. Just wrap it up. Axel is capable of increasing hers or another creature's powers and giving them an extra attack. So by using Crush again, could deal another 2 points of damage again. But again, you'd have to pay 2 gauge. Well, 1 gauge. Stuka the Mountain. That is her full name. She's from Legend or Ancient World. When she is asleep, she physically looks like a mountain because she actually has a peak on her back. So yeah, she's often confused for a mountain sometimes. It's the fun of it. Like the Guardian Hyren from Magi Nation, the lava one with the emerald lava. That one was my favourite Guardian Hyren. Along with the Desert Gila. That was my favourite as well. Basically, Stuka, she's capable of blocking attacks instantaneously. Yeah, she's the only one who can be attacked, and she has she has a defense of 5,000. So yeah, and she has a critical of 3. But that's only when attacked. So yeah, there's that. And Garuga, oh, Kazan Tengentopa Genesik Garuga. She, yes, Garuga is a girl. She has a critical of 4. You need to pay 1 gauge to actually use her attack, Giga Drill Crusher, or Lightest Hell, Darkest Heaven. And you also must not have anything on one of the sides of the field or in the center. So you have to have 2 slots open because she takes up 2 slots. Yes, she is that much of a motherfucker. So yeah, that was the idea for Dimension World. And the final phase attack, oh, that would be Piercing Drill Magnum. Basically, think Gurren Lagann's Giga Drill Break, but instead of it just flying through the air, it's just literally the broken Magnum where the fist just rotates, but it has a drill on it and fires. So yeah, a lot more insane, but kind of cool. Well, that's pretty much it. Now, I'm just going to end that here because I do need to do some work on doing Pokemon. So yeah, this video will be uploaded either later today or tomorrow, I don't know. So yeah, tell me what you think of things that I've done on the show. Tell me what you think of what you think I should do on Deviant, that is, not here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So peace on the streets, people. Bye.